Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy, and this is a response video to a challenge brought upon by Richard McCook out of Northern Ireland. He recently did one that I responded to, which was to show songs or album titles for all the 50 states. And this time he just wanted us to show nationalities from around the world. This one proved to be quite a bit more difficult, because it is really specific. You cannot say New Zealand, it has to be New Zealander, or can't say Bulgaria, it has to be Bulgarian. So those were the stipulations. He also said we could do the continents, so you could do European, but like in North America, it had to be North American. But so anyway, and I'm wearing my Gibraltar hat, even though I did not find a song for a Gibraltarian. But anyway, let's get started. I'm going to have to use my glasses on this one, but let's see. First one is European for the continent, and from the Clash has given us enough rope. We have the song Safe European Home. Next, great African. I'm going with the Gear Daddies, group out of Wisconsin, and their song, if I can find it on here, where is it? Oh, there it is. African Killer Bees. Next is Asian, and I've got the song Blue Asian Reds by Terry Allen from his album Lubbock on Everything. Texas singer-songwriter. So that was it for the continents. Surprisingly, there are no songs about Antarcticans that I could find. Anyway, so the first one I'm doing is American, and I'm using the great roots rock group The Blasters and their song American Music. Next is Brazilian, and I'm going with the great R&B group Earth, Wind, and Fire from their album All in All, and the song is Brazilian Rhyme. So next is British. I'm going with the Kinks album Arthur, but the full title of the album is Arthur or the Decline and Fall of the British Empire. So there's my British. Next is Bulgaria, and I've got a collection of Bulgarian folk songs. There's a title on this one. When I visited Bulgaria, our tour guide gave me this. Little did I know it would come in handy later. Next is Canadian, and I'm going to use a great Canadian singer-songwriter and Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold, and probably my favorite, well, one of my favorite Gordon Lightfoot songs, Canadian Railroad Trilogy. Next is Chinese with one of my favorite guitarists from my favorite band, The Who, and Pete Townsend with All the Best Cowboys Have Chinese Eyes for Chinese. Next is Cuban, and the great Tom Russell teamed up with Barrence Whitfield in this album called Hillbilly Voodoo, and they do a song, The Cuban Sandwich, for Cuban. Next is Dutch, and they got the kind of alternative Americana group, The Handsome Family, from their album Milk and Scissors, and the song The Dutch Boy. Next is Egyptian. I'm using Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians, their song Phagmania, and they actually have a song called Egyptian Cream on here. Next, got the great Elvis Costello from his album Imperial Bedroom. That's the tour I saw him on was the Imperial Bedroom Tour, a great tour. And his song, Pigeon English. Next is Filipino from one of my favorite Tom Waits albums, Mule Variations, and he's got a song, Filipino Box Spring Hog. Right there. And next I've got French. I'm using the English beat, or if you're from Britain, they're the beat. And the song French Toast. Okay, German. And the great singer-songwriter who passed away last year, John Prine, and his album German Afternoons for German. And let's see, next I have Greek. I've got Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, and their song Zobra, a Greek. Next I have a parentheses song, which also has it on the record label as well, so I'm going to go with it. It's Merci Bon from the Haitian Suite for An Evening with Belafonte. And next I have Hungarian from Jorge Bolet and the Bamberg Symphony Orchestra, the Liszt Hungarian Fantasia for Hungary, Hungarian. And Indian, I'm using the Elton John Madman Across the Water and the song Indian Sunset. And Irish, although he did it on a regular album too, I'm going to use his duets album. Van Morrison has the song Irish Heartbeat, which he does with Mark Knopfler, formerly of Dire Straits, on this album, the duets album. Next I have a very underappreciated artist in Mink DeVille and his album Sporting Life. Later we go by his name Willie DeVille. I think Mink DeVille was kind of used as a band name. But for Italian, he's got the song Italian Shoes. Next I have Japanese. And I'm sure a lot of people use the Vapors, but I'm going with the Cellos, the doo-wop group. And they have a song, Rang Tang Ding Dong, I'm the Japanese Sandman. Next is Mexican, and from the album Bimbo by Jim Reeves, he's got the song, on side 2, Mexican Joe. And next is Russian. I'm using another Van Morrison song, and Russian Roulette from his album Days Like This. Next is Spanish. I'm going with wonderful Garland Jeffries from his album Ghost Rider. And he's got the song Spanish Town at the end of side 2. Next is Swedish. And going with the great guitarist Chet Atkins. And the song is Swedish Rhapsody. And then Scottish, I'm going with the Scottish group, the Silencers, and their album A Blues for Buddha, and Spanish Rain is the song, which I think was a minor hit in Great Britain, but not over here in the States. But wonderful Scottish group, the Silencers. And next is Turkish, and I'm going with the Pogues, and Turkish Song of the Damned. Oops. And a little out of order, but last but not least, Norwegian. A lot of people think you might be using the Beatles, but I'm going to use somebody else doing the Beatles song, Norwegian Wood, and that's the Electric Love Muffin, which is kind of a, I don't know, I'll call them garage punk, but interesting group there. And that's my entry. I came up with 30. Like I said, I don't know how well that's doing. It's not as well as I was doing on the States, but thanks for watching and hope everyone's doing well.